If you come in here ready to work and ready to make a lot of tracks every week, you're going to get way more out of this. I would say that's the point where you should be at if you're on the fence for this program. And if you're at that point, pull the trigger, bro, because this is gonna up your game faster than anything else out there, hands down.
So prior to joining the program, what were the main problems you're encountering with your brand and like your creation process?
Yeah, so when I hit you up, I was just I was doing all right. I was making pretty cool drops, but they're all missing something. Each one would be missing like a little bit of low end or some high end. And like the first songs that I brought to you, they sounded like they had the good mid layer, like the mids were taken care of. But the first thing you told me was like, that's what this sounds like. It sounds like, if you added a high layer and another layer to this, and maybe a little bit of low end in the buildup, this would be a banger. And like the first meeting we had, when you told me that, I was like, wow, like that just validated like so many other micro decisions that I was making, because those were the only things that you were picking out on like each track.
Yeah, the reoccurring problem, and then after that, it's like pretty crystal clear plan of like what you need to be focusing on. So do you feel like now that you kind of look at your production a little bit differently in terms of like your bottlenecks, like if there's anything that's kind of slowing you down versus speeding you up? Or
Yeah. So I kind of realized that sound design was not slowing me down, because I'd come up with like super cool ideas that were nice and chunky, and basically I was able to do that like quickly, because we had the deadlines, and I had to come up with like a bunch of tracks every week. And at first, I would try to force the sound design a little bit, and it was taking me a little bit more time. But having the deadline was like, all right, screw this. We gotta make something. So it just pushed me through the hard moments, I guess.
yeah, definitely. I saw a massive amount of growth towards like week 7 or week 8 when you started implementing everything we had been putting through. So, I mean, was there anything in particular about the coaching program that you thought was really beneficial to that situation that like really helped out? Besides the accountability, was there anything else?
Right. So the accountability is paired with your ear and coaching. And that's really what I came for. Because you can go on Patreon, you can go and submit your tracks to other artists or whatever. But I've done that before, and having one artist check out your track is great. But having someone listen to all of your tracks every week and pick apart each individual like bottleneck basically is so much better. It doesn't even sound like it's too much better, but it really is, because having one guy listen to one track is all that is. And he's going to give you the information for that track. And that's why I signed up for Industry Set, because I needed someone to break down my everyday weekly workflow or whatever, and not just listen to one track and tell me what to do on one track.
Yeah, definitely. I think like platforms like that are great, and as well as like feedback services that I've done in the past, they're great for getting the quality up here and there, but not so much the quantity, because it's just focused on that one particular track, while through high volume, you're getting the quantity and the quality.
Right. Now I'm able to take the tracks that I'm making and utilize those kinds of feedback, because that's all that I need now is a little bit of quality, creativity, influence from a higher tier artist or something. But you're not going to get that. You're not going to get the results that you want from those types of feedbacks without pushing through this kind of program first and getting that quantity down to where the quality is very small, like very small quality improvements. And that's what the artists are looking for when they want to give you feedback. They don't want to break down your whole every single bottleneck. They really just want people that are at this level sending them tracks that they can be like, yo, this and this, instead of, look, man, we're going to need to sit down and, go over this whole thing.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Very well said.
Yeah. You're going to get better results from any type of feedback service after you do this program.
Definitely. And so as a result of implementing everything that we went through in the program, what was like the main outcome that you got out of it? Like, because I think you were saying you still, even right now, are still following the same kind of methodology. You're still busting out high volume even after the program.
Right. So yeah, it's the high volume and the confidence that comes along with it. What I started doing was we had like week 9 was the last week where I did like 5 or whatever. And so what I started doing was, now I just jump on. I've filled that playlist up. The week 9 SoundCloud playlist has like 13 more tracks in it.
Hell yeah.
They just sound the same, man. And that's what I've been playing for people, you know, and it sounds like a showcase mix when I play through it. Just needs to be, you know, wrapped up and presented to a nice package.
My desk accidentally just moved just then. But that's good to know that you're still you're like stockpiling to that extent. And I think that's great because, like I always say, like the big chunk of like most showcase mixes are just build ups into drops. So it's like if you've already got like all these like drop ideas and stuff, like you can essentially just put out a showcase mix literally next week if you wanted to.
Oh yeah, I could put one out now. It just, wouldn't be as great as it could be. I just want to make sure everything's as good as it can possibly be.
100%. And so where do
like
you
that now?
So where do you feel like you'd be right now if you hadn't joined the program initially?
I would definitely just be still grinding away, hoping that my tracks would improve without doing deliberate referencing and deliberate like bottleneck treatment. There's not another word for it. You got to figure out what's wrong and eliminate it. And I would do that. I'd write down on a whiteboard my problems, but that's me. You need somebody who knows everybody's problems, like all the producer problems, not just you, because I don't know. I've only got my ears. You gotta get somebody else involved at some point if you really want to improve. So I would just be, alone, trying to get better. And you never know how long that's going to take. You just can't put a price on time. You know what I mean? Time is everything you got.
It is
so
everything.
the fact you can get better is all that matters.
And so one last question: if there's anybody watching this video and that is somewhat on the fence about joining Industry Set or even just checking out on a free discovery call, what would you say to them?
Definitely, this is for anybody who has an idea with their project. I would say that you could come in here day one and you're gonna get something out of it. But if you come in here ready to work and ready to make a lot of tracks every week, you're gonna get way more out of this than someone who's first learning. So I would say that's the point where you should be at if you're on the fence for this program. And if you're at that point, pull the trigger, bro, because this is gonna up your game faster than anything else out there, hands down.